Tasmania has made a great contribution to Australia and the world. The state's history is full of legendary individuals whose stories need to be told to be believed. Now, the Tas-Icon podcast is here to tell them. We're Team SmartMonkeys, and our entry into Govhack 2022 is the Tas-Icon podcast. We know that stories are the best way to connect with a place, its history, and its people. In recent years, podcasts have emerged as a favoured medium for long-form stories to be told in immersive, experiential ways, and Australians actually downloaded over 500 million podcast episodes in 2021. In podcasting, stories are given the time and space they need to give people a deeper, more personal understanding of a topic or person. So, what better way to bring Tasmania's proud history to a broader audience than a podcast? But that's enough introduction for now. It's time to let the Tas-Icon podcast and its legendary stories do the talking. Here's snippets from 3 future episodes of the Tas-Icon podcast. Welcome to the Tas-Icon podcast, episode 3, where we tell the tales of Tas-Icons. The year is 1889, and Jane Fletcher has just moved to Tasmania. At this time, women are pretty restricted in what they're permitted to do. But the woman who we'll be following today didn't seem too worried about that at all, and became one of Tasmania's most well-known ornithologists as a result. By the age of 64, most people are settling into retirement, with their most famous deeds behind them. But for John Glover, landscape painter extraordinaire, it was on his 64th birthday that he first set foot on Tasmanian shores, and thus that's where our story begins. When in 1834, James Porter and 9 other convicts were left under the watchful eye of a skeleton guard in the brutal Tasmanian penal colony of Macquarie Harbour to finish the building of the brig or ship Frederick, few would have imagined that they would pull off one of the most extraordinary and successful escape attempts of all time. This is the story of James Porter and a mutiny that took him from the shores of Tasmania to Chile. So how does Tas-Icon use open source data? Primarily, it uses Trove, an incredible open repository of Australian historical newspapers, photos, records, and more, as a source for a lot of the stories that will feature on the podcast. It also makes use of the Libraries Tasmania digitised archives dataset for source material. For more recent Tassie legends, it uses the ABC Local Online Photos Stories dataset, as well as the Tasmanian Newspaper Index. So keep an eye out for the next episode of Tas-Icon, coming to all good podcast apps soon. Thanks for watching our entry into Govhack 2022.